Hi, welcome to Australia. You can hear the cicadas outside going absolutely nuts, so I apologise about that sound. I also have a fan running in here. It's a little bit hot, so I just want that on, so hopefully the sound is okay, otherwise I'm going to have to refilm this and it's going to be awful. But today's video, you can see my Strata Compact in the background, you can see the capsule below, you can see the second seat over here, and if I go this way you should be able to see the bassinet. So what I want to show you is all of the combinations that you can have with the Strata Compact, starting from a single mode all the way through to a double mode with all of the things. Now I have all of the things like I listed, so I've got the top seat for the Strata, I've the capsule, the second seat and the bassinet. The only thing that I'm missing or I don't have is a second capsule, but I'll show you where that goes. And the other thing is the option of another capsule. So the other capsule that you can get is the Unity, which you need top adapters and you need a second seat frame which is sold separately for the Unity to go on, because the bottom frame has the adapters for the infant carrier, which is right there. So let's get into it. We're going to start with single mode. So you have the option to face baby forward. If you use your two thumbs and put them underneath the belly bar, which is this here, and your two pointer fingers and put them on the grey buttons, you'll easily be able to lift the seat out and turn the seat around the other way so that you are now facing the baby. Stick it in. And Bubby is now facing you. You still have your reclines. The second option that you can have with this pram in single mode is taking the top seat off and adding the bassinet. So that clicks on like that. So to remove the bassinet, you have a lever at the back, very similar to the one that adjusts the seat going up and down. So lift that lever, it will release the lock latches below and lift the bassinet. The third option is a capsule. So click that one into there. This is the Steelcraft infant carrier, and to lock it on, let's remove that. Use the two grey buttons on the sides and we actually push the handle back and it locks it into position so much that I can lift the whole pram up just by the capsule. Now to take the capsule off, again the same grey buttons either side, squish them, pull the handle up, and that simply releases the capsule. So there are your four different styles to have in single mode. So you've got your top seat that faces forward and also faces the parent. You've got your bassinet and you've also got your capsule. Let's move on to having two seats. So let's start with the bottom seat, which I'll just grab and pop it on. So here is our bottom seat with the fabric in it. It has a small hood, like that. Okay, there is our second seat added. The next really nifty thing that I'm going to show you are these adapters. So what these adapters do is actually extend from seat forward. So they click up the top in here and they move the seat from clicking on here to here. So it gives the baby down the bottom a little bit of room. So let's go with the standard. So the bottom seat only faces forward. Place the top seat on. Forward. Now this will allow you to sit the pram up and lie it down as much as you wish. If you decide that you want to have this baby at the top facing you, it will work. But because you've added these adapters on down the bottom, you will only be able to have the baby lying down. It won't sit up. If the baby were to sit up, this baby down here would also have no room. So there are your two options with the seats. So this one again only faces forward, whereas this one will face forward and recline and sit up, but it will only recline if it's facing the parent. You can also add a capsule to the top extend a second seat down the bottom. Like that. We've got plenty of room for whoever's sitting down the bottom. And Bub's happy up here in their capsule. So technically you can add your bassinet up the top and your second seat down the bottom, but to me there's really not much room for the child down here. So I would suggest only using the bassinet in single mode. Done all the possible combinations with the seat on the bottom. Now let's take this seat fabric off and put the capsule down the bottom, and we'll see what combinations we can do up the top. So to remove the seat, take the hood off. Now on the bottom what we have is a capsule frame. So the two adapters here are what you slide the capsule into. So you slide that in, clip it in either side, and make sure that you lock it in place. There is your capsule down the bottom. So let's go back to the top seat. You can have your top seat facing forward. Remember, I still have these adapters on, so they are still extending the seat forward. So there is your strider with the capsule down the bottom facing forward. That's the only way that it does face with the Australian standards. And the top seat up top, so it will sit up and it will lie down. And there is still plenty of space down here to get the baby out and tend to the baby kind of thing. Turn the seat around and see how we go. Even more room now for the baby down the bottom. Even more room for you to get to the baby. But you are lacking the option to sit this seat up, so it only does the one position down here. The big debate was because somebody asked, can you put a bassinet and a capsule on the strider pram at the same time? And that's actually what I wanted to do a few weeks ago when I went to Hunter Valley Gardens, and I tested it out and I didn't like it, so I never did it. So the capsule's on down the bottom. Here is the bassinet at the top. It's clipped in, it's all on there, but to me, there is absolutely no room in here for this baby. If you were to have a baby in here, they have hardly any room whatsoever. You can see that that's basically touching. I originally said the bassinet can only be used in single mode without the second seat down the bottom. I believe that's all the combinations, except one, which I don't have the final piece for. So if I take this off, obviously I told you guys at the start I didn't have a second capsule, but if I did have a second capsule, it would go right on here and it would face the parent. So if the parent was standing here, you'd be able to have the capsule up the top how it normally goes, and they will fit on there nicely. I don't have a second capsule. So they are all the combinations that I have tried with all of the pieces in all of the spots. The bassinet doesn't go down the bottom. I'll show you where the capsule would go if you can imagine. So the capsule would be down there, and again up here with the handle locked in. One of the biggest things I wanted to show you guys with this video is this is the adapter frame that you put a capsule on, so the capsules slip into here on either side and it locks in. This is actually the second seat with the seat fabric taken off. You don't have to buy a second frame, although you can buy this black frame with a different adapter here for the Unity. And if you wanted to put the Unity up the top, you also need to buy a separate adapter for that capsule. If you bought the infant carrier, which is this one, this is designed to slide right into all of the Steelcraft prams to a certain degree. I know that I have seen a few people ask about it, so that's why I decided to make this video. Like I said, I've showed you all of the combinations regardless if I thought that they were suitable or not, and generally explained why or why not. But if you actually look, I will put in a photo that Britax or Steelcraft have let out, which is their advised positions that you can put the pram in. I mean, like I said, just because you can put the pram in that way doesn't mean it's advised to be used that way. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure that you do give this video a big thumbs up if it was helpful to you, and make sure you like all my other videos and watch all my other videos